This video is about $500 bills. Have you ever even seen a $500 bill? Do you think a $500 bill is still legal tender? We'll talk about it right after this. Hey YouTubers, this is J&B, and welcome to our JB Coins family. We're all about coins and currency, and are here to help you either start your new collection, expand an existing one, or find that one valuable coin that can change your life. In this video, we will talk about FRN $500 bills. The FRN stands for Federal Reserve Note. By the way, the first $500 note was printed by the Bureau of Engraving and Printing during the Civil War. Those are extremely rare and valuable, but we will talk in this video about the modern Federal Reserve notes only. The Federal Reserve System was founded in 1913 and shortly after started to print paper money. All circulating banknotes issued in the modern era consists of Federal Reserve notes. Over the years, denominations ranged from $1 all the way up to $10,000. We recently did a video about the $10,000 bill, which you might find very interesting. It's linked in the upper corner of this one. Now, many different $500 bills were issued, and the appearance of the $500 bill depends on when it was issued. On the 1918 series of the $500 bill, you'll find John James Marshall, the fourth Chief Justice of the U.S., on the front of the bill. On the back is a depiction of Spanish explorer Hernando de Soto crossing the Mississippi River. Marshall was an American politician and lawyer who remains the longest-serving Chief Justice and fourth longest-serving justice in Supreme Court history. He is widely regarded as one of the most influential justices to ever sit on the Supreme Court. Prior to joining the Supreme Court, Marshall served as the United States Secretary of State under President John Adams. On the 1928 and 1934 series of the $500 bill, U.S. President William Mckinley's portrait appears on the front. And this bill is known the best. And if you hear someone talking about the $500 bill, they're most likely referring to the 1928 or 1934 series. William McKinley was the 25th President of the United States, serving from 1897 until his assassination in 1901. Rapid economic growth marked McKinley's presidency. He accomplished a lot during his short term. He was president during the Spanish-American War of 1898. He raised protective tariffs to boost American industry and rejected the expansionary monetary policy of free silver, keeping the nation on the gold standard, and in 1900 secured the passage of the Gold Standard Act. As part of the peace settlement, Spain turned over to the United States its main overseas colonies of Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines, while Cuba was promised independence, but at that time remained under the control of the United States Army. The United States annexed the independent Republic of Hawaii in 1898, and it became a U.S. territory. We really don't have time here to list all of his achievements, but needed to point out some of them because they're fascinating. The $500 note stayed in circulation until the Federal Reserve discontinued the note on July 14, 1969. Those large bills were pulled because of their association with criminal activities like money laundering, tax evasion, etc. However, it doesn't mean that the $500 bill is not still legal tender. Actually, it's quite the opposite. The $500 bill is legal tender. Obviously, you wouldn't want to spend it. since it's worth much more than $500. And today, most of them are in the hands of dealers and collectors. Speaking of their values, they will depend on condition, serial number, and issuing district. The 1918 series $500 note is considered the most available and affordable large size $500 note. We repeat here again, large size note, but it is still pricey. It can be bought and circulated for condition for as little as a few $1,000s. Nice looking examples will be worth more. The most expensive and rarest is this one that came from a key district. It is a unique Minneapolis district bill. Only one example is known, and it sold at Heritage Auctions for $126,500. This is the note you see in the picture. It received a grade of very good, so it's a lower grade. As for $500 bills from other districts, like we said, you can buy them cheaper. Here are two most recent sales, as we always use the most recent sold prices in our videos. This first one is a 1918 $500 note in VF30 condition, and it sold at Heritage Auctions in January of 2021 for $16,200. In a much higher grade, Choice About New 55, this note sold at Heritage Auctions for $51,700. As for 1928 and 1934 series, their value also depends on the condition, serial number, and issuing district, and even better, if the bill is a star note. Here you can see a very special example of the 1928 $500 star note. It is the only star note known from the Cleveland district, which had a total production of only 1,080 pieces. It is graded VF25, and it sold at auction for $97,750. But other than star notes, the 1928 FRN $500 bill in fair to good condition is worth on average around $700. In about uncirculated condition, it's worth about $5,000 to $7,000, also depending on the district it came from. In this example, the Boston district notes are the rarest, and one of them sold at Heritage Auctions for $32,200. This is the note in this picture. As you can see, the description on the 1928 $500 notes, they are redeemable for gold, but don't confuse them with gold certificates that also existed. But in this instance, the $500 FRN were also redeemable. Now please remember what we said about President Mckinley. He kept the nation on the gold standard. So the 1928 Federal Reserve notes were redeemable as per the following legend in the upper left-hand corner of the note. Redeemable in gold on demand at the United States Treasury or in gold or lawful money at any Federal Reserve bank. While these notes were issued by the Federal Reserve banks, they were still obligations of the U.S. government. As stated, the United States of America will pay to the bearer on demand so many dollars. This obligation to exchange FRNs for gold ended in the early 1930s as the United States outlawed the private ownership of gold and left the gold standard in response to the Great Depression. The next $500 FRN series were not redeemable for gold. The 1934 notes have two different seal colors and two different series. The 1934 series have a light green seal, while the 1934A series will have a dark green seal. The light green note is bringing slightly more money than the dark green seal notes, but in any event, you can obtain one in low grades for less than $1,000. In gem new, they sell between $9,000 and $10,000. This bill, for example, sold at Heritage Auctions for $9,000. So as you can see, very special and amazing bills, and even more amazing history behind them. And we hope that we covered the most frequent questions about them. If you're collecting paper money, definitely something you would want to have in your collection, and depending on your budget, some are not very expensive. And we have a question for you. Did you know that these $500 bills are legal tender? Please let us know in the comment section below. We're very curious. Also, please watch our video about newer $2 bills worth good money, linked in the upper corner of this one. You might find it very interesting. So we hope you liked this video and found it helpful. And if you did, please like, share, and subscribe so we can create more videos for you. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.